Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan James. I'm a mindset coach that loves to specifically focus on relationships. And before we get into today's video, remember that life is not happening to you, but happening through you. When you become the change you seek to experience, you're going to experience that change everywhere you go. You are showing the world how to treat you based on what you believe and feel about yourself. And you're creating your reality in a moment-to-moment basis, contingent on the meaning and the value that you assign to the things occurring around you. I know it's just adjusting a few things around here, but this is going to be a quick, jam-packed live stream. I already told you guys in my community tab yesterday that this one might be a little bit more of a roasting. So I'm going to say this up front. I know I didn't say, hey, cuties. Hi, cuties. I just I don't know. I like it has to be a vibe. And today I just didn't feel like the vibe was starting the video with, hey, cuties, just because this is a little bit more of like one of those serious topics that we need to talk about. So if you continue to watch this video and you get mad that there's a little bit of cussing in it, or I'm kind of like telling you, I'm kind of roasting you a little bit, you decided to continue to watch past this point. Okay. So I'm going to say that there. So that's your personal choice. It is what it is. I gave you the warning. And if you can't handle it, I'm sorry. I tried to warn you up front. Okay. All right. So the title of this video is Knowing Your Worth and Value in regards to your relationships and how this relates to your self-concept and your self-image. I'm going to say a few things that I want to talk about in regards to this topic first. Okay, so I'm going to list out what I'm going to talk about, and then we'll get into it. Again, this is going to be a quicker video, so I'm going to try and cover it. There may be certain aspects that I'm not going to be able to fully cover in this video. I'll make other videos for them, okay? So the first thing that I want to talk about, or the first thing I'm going to go over is like dwelling on circumstances and being triggered AF and how that relates to like repeating the old story. The next thing I want to talk about is seeing a problem and not being a part of the solution. So this kind of relates to that, like the story that you have. So like if I have a dominant assumption that like all men suck, all women suck, I always get ghosted, I'm always the one that's never getting commitment, blah, 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 all these stories that we create. Well, that may be your objective experience, but if that's what you continue to like, if that's what you continue to say and you continue to repeat that as your story, and especially if you've been watching my content or other people's content about mindset, you know that like you have to become the change you seek to experience. If you continue to repeat those stories, even if you're working on your self-concept, if you hold that story there, that's going to continue to be your experience. So you have to decide to stop giving a fuck about that. Stop holding on to that story. I don't care if you've been ghosted a million fucking times. I don't care if you have gotten your heart broken 20 times. You have to decide to be the change. You have to stop letting what is going on around you or the experiences from your past to intimidate you into feeling like that's all you have to accept. That also relates to the next thing, reacting versus responding, how that relates to your self-concept when you're really bothered by the things that are going on in your life. Again, you guys, I'm going to be very blunt in this video. It's not meant to be insensitive. Some of you just need to hear this so that it gets into your head. Okay. And then we're going to end on knowing it into being. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about, dwelling on circumstances and being triggered AF. Okay. A lot of this has to do with your nervous system. And this is why I say like, you want to create a general sense of stability first. And I'm not trying to say that as a limitation, but like from a coaching perspective, or I'm sure even some of you guys see the comments that people write either on my channel or on other people's channels where people are like talking about everything that has occurred to them and constantly dwelling in the shit that has unfolded in their reality. Okay. I understand why you're telling your story and why you are focusing on the circumstances, because it's not pleasant, some of the things that you're going through or some of the things that you have gone through, and you're totally valid in wanting to share that experience and wanting to get advice. However, when a lot of people are dwelling in the circumstances or the things that are undesirable that have unfolded in their reality, they cannot help but continue to focus on it, and they're coming from this place of like really, really low, like desperation, need, triggered all the way down to the core of their being, like cannot function normally in their life and are just like completely consumed by this story. Okay. Now I want you to understand, first and foremost, in order to create sustainable results in your reality, you have to have a level of awareness within yourself to be able to handle challenges or undesirable things in a way that doesn't cause for you to completely spin out and focus on the problem. You have to be able to feel stable enough within yourself to see challenges, not be intimidated by them, know your value, know your worth, know what's going to unfold in your life, know how people are going to show up for you. More importantly, know yourself, so that even in the face of problems or circumstances, it's not causing you to spiral where all of a sudden you're going online and you're writing comments everywhere and you're involving all your friends and you're involving all your family members, and you can't help but talk about this thing that is triggering you down into the core of your being. You have to create a general sense of stability within yourself first, because in my opinion, that's going to be where you're able to create the results that you desire in your life in a more sustainable way. Because if every single time there's a problem or there's something undesirable that shows up in my reality, I, again, kind of like the video that I did last night, I said I'm like curled up in a corner, like curled up, like crying, like can't, triggered all the way down into the core of my being. I know that's kind of a funny saying, and I'm saying this playfully and light, but it's a reality that a lot of you are living in. So you have to realize the importance of really going, you want this desired result, but you want to make sure that you're becoming the most sustainable, healthy, stable version of yourself. So even when things don't go perfectly exactly the way that you desire in the future, you have a solid grounding knowing within yourself that you know what to do, you know how to shift yourself, you know how to deal with these things, you know how to focus on an end. You feel very confident with who you are and what you're going to create in your life. Okay. So wherever you are in your journey, just make sure you realize that if you're dwelling in circumstances and you're constantly repeating the old story, and you're at this place where it's completely disrupted your personal life and you can't really function or do very much except for think about this thing that is bothering you, that more than anything right now, you need to focus on, you know, stabilizing your nervous system. This is why I talk about breath work on my channel, doing things that help you feel calm and safe and relaxed in your body, prioritizing feeling good and being gentle with yourself so that you can get back into a place within yourself where you are no longer dominantly focused on the circumstances and you are able to feel joyful to whatever extent you can in this moment, enjoy your life, feel good within yourself, feel stable within yourself, not needing this change to occur, but knowing that you can create the change. Okay. And people might even have a little bit of kickback with that because they're like, what do you mean not needing this change to occur? Obviously, I want these changes in my life. Well, in order to create the changes, you have to believe and know it. It's not like that needing energy, that like super, super attached energy is going to be what kind of knocks you out of alignment and keeps you stuck in dwelling in the circumstances a bit more. Okay. So that's the first thing that I wanted to say. And what I wanted to start off with is if you are triggered AF by the things that are going on in your reality, and there's a story that's going on in your mind, and you're circling on circumstances and you're trying to figure out how this is ever going to change, or like why these things unfolded, and you're like kind of in that victim place. Again, I say that so gently and light. I know I'm going to roast you guys a little bit in a second, but I got to say it gentle at the beginning because like that place is a very sensitive place, and I understand that. So just make sure you're prioritizing your mental and emotional health first, because once you gain that general sense of stability, then what I'm about to say now is really going to step into play, and you're going to really understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So once we find a general sense of stability, okay, and you need to do this for you, not just for a person, for you, because you deserve to know your worth and your value. You deserve to feel happy and stable and secure within yourself. Love is not happening. Love is not coming from anybody outside of you. Happiness is not anybody's responsibility, but your own responsibility. You are the person that needs to make you happy. You are the person that needs to feel love within you. And you do not need to go, when I say that too, this is not in the extreme sense that like, nobody is going to give you love. Nobody's going to give you happiness. You have to seclude yourself from the world and you're the only source of your joy and love. You have to realize that the experiences are coming through you, from you. Love is not happening outside of you. If you want to attract love and happiness and these joyful experiences into your life, it starts with you deciding to take all the focus off the shit that has unfolded in your life, build good beliefs about yourself, find a general sense of stability, and start to feel happy and loved within yourself. Very, very necessary first step that's going to allow for you to sustain the results in your life. Okay. So let's talk now about seeing a problem and not being a part of the solution. Okay. I already touched on this at the beginning. I don't care what your narratives are. I don't care what's said on the internet. I don't care. I'm so over it. I'm so over everybody. Like creating these nasty narratives of guys suck, girls suck, people are cheaters. You're never going to find what it is that you want. You're going to have to settle for the things that you don't want. Stop it, you guys. Stop focusing on all these narratives. They are not true. There are amazing people out there in the world. You can have the love that you desire, even from the person that you desire. But if you are holding these stories around that I always get ghosted, or it's so easy to get ghosted, or relationships don't last, and love is not real, and happiness isn't a real thing, and like that's too much for me. That is literally like, I know you're objectively looking at your reality, and I know there's a lot of stories going online about this, or even in your immediate friend groups, but you like it. Okay, aside, let's take a step away from the relationship thing. If I walk around every day and I say I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, like, and I don't even like to say that in this video. I'm gonna have to like go and meditate on I'm a winner in a second here. Okay, like if I walk around in my reality and I'm constantly, that's my internal dialogue, I'm gonna be a failure. If I think I'm always going to get ghosted in a relationship and I'm constantly joking about that, I'm going to create situations and circumstances and experiences where I always get ghosted. If I am getting frustrated how like men are not approaching me and I feel like I always intimidate them and they don't ever step up to the plate for me. If that's your story, you're going to continue to experience that. Stop with all the stories. Okay, this is a very, very necessary thing too, because you can change your self concept and you can build better beliefs about yourself. But if you think that relationships aren't easy, that men suck, that women suck, that I'm never going to get the commitment that I want, that anything, any of these variation of anything that I just said there, I don't care how much you value yourself and love yourself and prioritize yourself, you're always going to create that story as your experience. So again, you may be objectively in your reality like, well, Dylan, this is just my experiences. This is why I'm saying this. Everybody has always treated me like shit. Everybody has always ghosted me in my life. I've never gotten the treatment that I deserve. I don't care. This is a brand new moment. If you continue to repeat that story, that's going to continue to be your experience. So at what point are you going to decide to detach from that story and pick a new story and persist in it? Not to just get the results, but because you need to know that for yourself first. I have to claim that I'm a winner today. I have to claim that I'm the person that gets the relationship that they desire. I have to claim that relationships are easy. I have to claim that I am stable and secure and know myself and know my worth, and I don't feel threatened by people in my reality. I can appreciate other people's beauty without being insecure and feeling like my partner is going to want to go get with somebody else. Okay, I have to claim those things for myself. I have to claim that I know my worth and my partner's going to recognize my worth. I have to claim that. I'm the one creating my life. I'm the one that is showing other people how to treat me based on what I believe and feel and what I continue to focus on. If you see a problem in your life and you say, man, this really sucks, this never ever changes, you are a part of the problem. You're a part of the problem. You are a part of the problem because you're not doing anything to change it. What do I talk about on my channel? In order to create the change, you have to be the change. So I don't care how much crappy stuff is going on out here in the world. I don't care if you continue to focus on it and you don't take and this is just with yourself. If you don't take the initiative to build better beliefs and believe in yourself and believe in people around you, then you're a part of the problem and you're going to continue to experience it. Okay. All right. Woo. Let's calm down for a second. Now let's get to the real point of this video. Okay. Once we drop all the stories, once we stabilize in our emotional state of being, once we find a general sense of stability and we can feel good within ourselves and we can, create love and happiness as something within ourselves. And we've dropped all of this shit. Okay. Let's talk about knowing your worth and knowing your value and what is worth reacting to and what is not worth reacting to. Okay. Because some people come onto my channel and they say, Dylan, I know my worth and my value. I know how amazing I am. I don't understand why this person is doing this to me. I don't understand why they ghosted me. I don't understand why they just did this. I'm really frustrated with what they're doing. Like, how do I change this person? Why do they keep doing this to me? Why do they keep doing this to me? Okay. I think I've talked about this in a video before, but I just really need to get on here and say this again. Okay. If you really know your worth and your value, if you really know how amazing you are, if you really know what you're creating for your life, then if somebody comes at you sideways or they ghost you or they do something that is what you know you don't deserve, you're not going to give a fuck. You're not going to have to deal with it because you're not even going to see it as something that like, oh, you just ghosted me. I don't care. I'm going to have an amazing day. I'm not even going to be worried about it. Like there's so many other people that are interested in me too. I can go do whatever the fuck I want right now. And I know that like you are going to come to your senses, recognize me, see my value, my worth. And I don't need to fight with you. I don't need to try and convince you my worth and value. I don't need to chase you. I don't need to react to this. I don't need to deal with this. This is not a part of my story. And I don't really give a fuck what you're doing. I can still choose what I feel, what I believe, and how I know my life is going to unfold. So if you think I'm going to be fucked up over you not texting me back, you not calling me, you ghosting me, and you doing all these things, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to be sitting here crying. I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for you. I know my worth and I know my value. I'm going to go have an amazing day. And you're going to feel so shook that I'm not reacting to this, that you're going to take the initiative to make this right, because this is not going to be a part of my story. It's just not. I'm not even going to feel into it. I don't care. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do. I know what's going to unfold for my life, and I know how you're going to show up for me. I'm going to know it into being. And that's why when people tell me, I don't understand why you're saying I need to work on my self-concept, but then you're sitting here getting mad about how people are showing up in your reality. If you actually knew your worth and value, would you actually be mad, or would you not give a fuck? Would you be like, wait, like, I'm not going to cry over you. I'm not going to sit here and feel bad about this. I'm literally so amazing. I am literally such an amazing partner. I'm such an amazing individual. Relationships come to me easily and effortlessly. And maybe you forgot who I was, but I'm going to remind you by not giving a fuck about this. This is not even getting any of my time or my energy. I'm going to go have a great day. Okay. So when people ask me, how do I deal with my person ghosting me? How do I deal with my person doing this? How do I deal with them doing that? You don't deal with it. You don't deal with it. You don't give anybody your energy unless they show up properly. And this is not to be condescending. This is not to be rude. This is not to be reactive. Okay. Most things don't deserve a response. Okay. So if you have bullshit in your life, you responding and reacting to it says through your response and your reaction that this is something that I have to deal with. I'm going to start playing this bullshit game with you now. And we're going to play like tag with one another about this problem that's here now. Okay. That's where like, okay. So for instance, like if somebody told me I'm not ready for a relationship, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, why are they saying they're not ready for a relationship? What's wrong with me? Why are they doing this to me? Like everything was going good between us. Why are they saying this? I wouldn't give a fuck. Okay, whatever. Like this relationship is here for fun. I'm still feeling good. I don't even need to worry about that. Like I'm going to know this into being. I'm not even going to respond to this. This is not even going to throw me off. I know what I'm getting from my life, and I'm going to know this into being, and I'm going to continue to have a great day and be completely unbothered by this. I'm so cool. I'm so confident. I'm so easy to be around. Like this is not even a big deal for me. I'm not going to force you into anything. I'm not going to manipulate you into anything. If you don't want a relationship, that is so funny because like anybody that hangs out with me ends up in a relationship with me. So that's going to change. I'm not even worried about it. I'm chilling. I'm going to go have a good day. Okay. Most things don't deserve your response. Now, there are some things that do deserve your response. Okay. And you guys, this is also about knowing your worth and your value. Because if somebody is okay, like the whole I'm not ready for a relationship, you can't force somebody into a relationship. You have to know it into being. That's the whole manifestational, the end aspect. Okay. But like some things, like if somebody does disrespect you, where a lot of you guys are fucking up is like you speak up for yourself, you know your worth, you're confident with like saying no, that's not okay. And then the moment you say no, the moment this interaction is done, you spiral into worry, doubt, and fear, and you start chasing the person. You're like, oh my God, are they still going to like me? What are they going to think? Oh my God, are they not going to talk to me again? Stop doing that. You can say, no, that was very disrespectful in a calm, respectful, loving way. And it doesn't have to be a fight. It doesn't have to be a blow up. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You can come in with an assumption that this person is totally going to love and respect you, give them some space, and feel confident with the decisions that you're making. Most things don't need a response. Some things you're going to need to say, that was not okay. No, that was very disrespectful on a human level, not even just on like trying to be in a relationship with you or like relationship wise. Like that is just disrespectful to do to anybody, completely unacceptable. Like not okay. And you wouldn't like that if somebody did that to you. So don't do that to me. No. And you should feel confident with saying that. And you should not sit here and spiral out and worry about if this person is going to like you anymore, what they're going to think about it. You should know, oh, wait, me standing up for myself and respecting and loving myself and saying no is actually very attractive. That's going to make this person love and respect me even more because it's very attractive for somebody to know their worth and their value, to love and respect themselves and say no sometimes. So you have to be able to differentiate between what is not worth your response because you're stepping into your worth and value, and you're not going to sit here and cry and victimize yourself yourself how other people are showing up, you're going to decide to be the change. And what is that approach? And then sometimes you do need to step in and say no. It's okay to say no. You can say no. No is a great word. No, 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 nope, that's not going to be my story. Nope, you're not going to do that. Nope, you're not going to treat me that way. Nope, you're not going to. No, no. And I don't feel bad saying no. And you shouldn't feel bad saying no. The only time saying no doesn't work is if you say no and then you spiral out into a pit of anxiety, worry, doubt, fear, attachment, like wanting this person more than you want to respect and love yourself. Okay. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about, knowing your worth and your value. Again, back to the self-concept thing. Okay. If I really know my worth and my value and somebody comes up at me sideways, okay. So again, this kind of goes with like the whole, like, let's say somebody says they don't want to be with you. Okay. Everything's going good. And then they're just like, I don't actually want to be with you. Okay. If you know, like, wait, I always get what I want. I always get the relationship that I desire. This is not even anything that I have to worry about. I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm going to go have an amazing day. They're having a moment. I'm not even going to react to it. Like, they're going to come to their senses. How could they even pass me up? I'm totally a fucking catch. Like, I'm so amazing. Good luck trying to find somebody else like me. Okay. Like, you need to have that state. You need to feel that way about yourself. Okay. I want you guys to see like what I mean by that. Like, imagine if somebody called you ugly, right? So if you actually knew that you're a good looking person, like, you know that, like, wait, I'm actually beautiful, even if you don't want to go at it from the object, like, beauty is subjective, right? Like, if I genuinely believe and know that I'm like a beautiful human being, then I'm not going to be upset when somebody comes up to me and says I'm ugly. Like, Karen, I don't care. You're not going to get a reaction out of me. Why? Because I know that I'm beautiful. And I'm not going to sit here upset and in my mind trying to figure out why this Karen came up to me and told me that I'm ugly. Okay. And when I say Karen, somebody said on my channel like the other day, like, be nice. Like, don't say that. Like, be nice. Like, don't use the name Karen like that. It's a joke. So I'm sorry if your name is Karen. I don't mean it in a derogatory way. It's just as a joke to get my point across. But if it's the same kind of thing, like, you have to see what you are internally messed up over actually shows you what your self-concept is. So if I know I'm beautiful, then I'm not going to be upset or thinking about how somebody called me ugly. If I know that getting the relationship that I desire is easy and effortless, then whenever you do something that is annoying, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to know, no, I don't even need to care about this. Okay. So that is why your self-concept is important. Now, some of you, as you build your self-concept, may just realize that, like, you are undervaluing yourself to begin with, and the person that you were interested in just isn't worth your time. And if you outgrow a relationship, allow yourself to outgrow a relationship. But I do want to say this: manifestation and knowing things into being actually genuinely does work. So if you build your self-concept up and you just realize a lot of the shit that was going on between you and your partner were just manifestations of worries, doubts, and fears on your side that you were reacting to, you had a negative narrative in your mind about them that manifested, you can change that by knowing it into being. Okay. And you guys need to start really being honest, because it is so fucking easy to point your finger at somebody else. What were you actually doing? Were you sitting there insecure before you had a problem with your person? Did you start doubting? Did you start fearing? Did you start feeling insecure? Were you getting jealous? Were you having negative stories in your mind? What were you doing? Because your person didn't just change randomly for no reason. What were you doing? Okay. Because if you can address that and you can change that in your self-concept, and you can realize, holy shit, I was being a little bit insecure. I didn't really know my worth. I wasn't making good assumptions about my partner. I was chasing them. I was trying to force them. I was trying to manipulate them. I wasn't relaxed and calm and confident in my approach. And this is why everything has unfolded. If you can change that, and you know, like, a lot of those things I just listed there, it's a very normal human thing to experience until you've done some development work. Okay. So don't judge yourself or beat yourself up for that. But if you can actually change that within yourself, if you can realize that to get a person back or to fix a relationship, something has to genuinely change. You have to figure out what happened. Your relationship did not get fucked up for no reason. Okay. So if you can identify what needs to change within you, and you can get into that solid, stable place where you have dropped the old story, you feel good within yourself, you have a good belief system, and you can know it into being, do whatever technique that you want. I'm not going to talk about techniques in this video. If you guys want me to do a video on techniques, then you can. Then I can. Okay. You guys already know there's so many other people that talk about techniques. My channel is mostly self-concept. Okay. So if you want to watch somebody else that like preaches a whole bunch of techniques, go ahead and do that. The biggest thing though is the fastest way to change your self-concept, in my opinion, is listening to beliefs at nighttime, making sure you're doing breath work, and any techniques that you do for a little bit, you do it just on self-concept affirmations. That kind of iron out these doubts, fears, and insecurities. But you guys need to start being honest, because it's really easy to point the finger at everybody else in your reality and get stuck on a story about how relationships are supposed to be, or what has continued to happen, or how your person showed up being, and all the things that had unfolded. If you want to create this change, you have to stop focusing on all that. Stop focusing on it and shamelessly place the focus on you. Decide to feel better within you, build yourself up, revalue yourself, reprioritize yourself. Decide to make this all about you, not about them, for a little bit. Place the whole focus on you and go through a genuine change. And then when you feel good and you have detached from all the stories and the resentment and the anger and all the things that had unfolded between you and this person, you can come in with a new story and persist in a way that feels good to you. And you're going to be able to know it into being. Okay. So be honest though. Okay. Like, I know I didn't even really roast you that much in this video. I kind of did, but like, you guys have to really see, like, why are you getting so mentally fucked up over the people in your reality? I understand some of the things that people are doing to you is like so not cool. Okay. But if you really knew your worth and you really knew your value, would you really be upset about somebody not sending you a text message back within a few hours? Would you really be upset about them liking an Instagram picture? Would you really be waiting here, waiting for text messages, wondering what they're doing all the time? Would you constantly be going over circumstances in your mind and what they said to you and what they did to you? Or would you really be, or would you be like, wait, I know how amazing I am. Like, I'm not going to let that bother me. That is not going to be my story. I don't even need to worry about that. I don't give a fuck why you're not texting me right now. I'm going to decide, one, what happens in my life and how I'm going to feel. There's no way I'm going to sit here and continue to be sad. Fuck no. I'm going to go have an amazing day. I'm going to go take care of my body. If I need to do some breath work, I'm going to do some breath work. I'll do a meditation to make myself feel better. I'll go to the gym and love my body. I'll go hang out with friends. I'll let myself go out on a date if I want to. No way in hell am I going to sit here sad waiting for this person, because that's also not the version of me that's going to have what I desire. So you have to really see, why are you getting stuck on the things that you're getting stuck on, and what approach can you take that actually shifts you into the version of you that can get you what you want. Okay. There's no limits. And I'm not saying, I know I just said there, like, should I go out on dates with other people? Should I go? You don't have to do that. But like, you have to realize, what is it that manifests? It's not obsessing over somebody. It's not obsessing over a result. It's about becoming a change and aligning to a deliberate feeling state. So if you're sitting here anxious, worried, waiting for somebody, then going out and letting yourself have fun is going to help you shift your feeling state in alignment with what you want to experience. Then you can step in and start knowing it into being. So do whatever you need to do to feel good, but make sure at the end of the day, you are never, 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 never undervaluing yourself to the point where you are crying over an individual because they haven't texted you back, or crying over an individual because they're not recognizing your worth and value. I understand it's shitty, but in order to get the results that you desire, it's not about trying to convince somebody to recognize you. It's about recognizing yourself and stepping into that shamelessly, and knowing that as you stop caring about how everybody else, what everybody else is doing, and you become the change, wow, they're going to wake up and be able to recognize you, not because you forced them to, but because you woke up and remembered who you are. So do that shamelessly. Okay. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.